Hi there, Dave Markham here for the Brockporter, sharing with you some more commentaries on the Fire District News. This was the little insert that appeared in the Suburban News on the Clarkson Hamlin Herald on the 22nd of August. And it was a beautiful 4-page thing, that somebody put out. I don't know who paid for this thing. It probably cost them a few bucks. It says a publication of the towns of Sweden and Clarkson and the village of Brockport. I don't know if the village of Brockport actually coughed up any money. Connie Constaneta, the mayor, doesn't want to spend a dime on anything. She didn't want to water the flowers in downtown Brockport, claiming it would cost too much. So I wondered what it cost them to put this out. Maybe I'll ask the trustees how much Brockport actually spent on this thing. So at any rate, we've been going through it one by one. We're on commentary number 4, trying to keep them down, to about 5-6 minutes. A couple went to 8 minutes. Margie Blackman doesn't like the long videos. 14 minutes, short attention span. So she wants them short. I don't know if she'll listen to them even when they're short. But anyway, we broke them down into smaller little packages here, so that hopefully they're more digestible and people get the points a little easier because they're not overwhelmed with too much information. So anyway, this first page of this thing says that there are some benefits to having a fire district, and so they list them, and they're all backhanded slaps at the village of Brockport. It was really cute the way their public relations person put it together, Talk about backhanded compliments. So number 3 was village officials and administrators will no longer have the burden of operating a fire department. They can concentrate energies on other village services. Isn't that nice? The Village of Brockport Fire Department has only been in existence 130 years. There's a tremendous amount of pride there, right? You go up to the Cape and Hose there on the 5 corners on Main Street and Park Avenue and look at the antique fire equipment there. And I don't know if the village officials ever felt burdened by this. If anything, I thought they felt honored and privileged. They didn't always do such a hot job because they let the chiefs do everything. It wasn't in 2009 that Gina Trojak, when she was treasurer, found out that there was actually surpluses and that the chiefs weren't doing such a hot job managing the fire department budget. They weren't doing any long-range planning, short-term planning. And Morty Wexler and, Josephine Matella and Marianne Thorpe, they kind of let the chiefs do whatever they wanted to do. So nobody really paid attention until they all got consolidated. The 5 fire companies finally got consolidated into the Brockport Firefighters Association, Inc. And then they started taking a look at it, and Kimball and Milner went ballistic, saying, oh my God, they're making surpluses. Gee, this isn't fair, even though they had a contract. Brockport lived up to his contract, but they didn't like the idea that Brockport was making a few bucks. And then they started nitpicking that they weren't investing enough money into equipment and all that kind of stuff. Well, the fact of the matter is the fire department pretty much got whatever they wanted. Go back and read the minutes. They got a lot of it. So it's not a burden. In fact, the Clarkson, Sweden Fire Protection District Study Committee, who did not recommend a fire district, recommended a tri-municipality advisory oversight committee, said that there was some advantages to the oversight committee instead of a fire district. And what did they mention? Number 4 out of the 14 pros for their proposal. This will not add another layer of government or another taxing authority, right? Yeah, we've been over that before. Number 5, there will still be control remaining at the municipal level. How about that? the fire budgets and the fire contracts actually could be modified, and the town council people from Sweden and Clarkson and the village trustees could actually have input into the development of the budget, and if there were things that they didn't like or things they wanted to add, a lot more transparency, a lot more input, a lot more local control. You don't have 5 commissars way up on a pedestal making all these decisions for you. You actually have the hurly-burly world of politics at the local level in the 2 towns in the village. You actually get to have input and bargain and negotiate along with the fire department about what actually is needed, what the community can afford, and getting a return on the investment for the taxpayers, you know. So even their own study protection committee, Fire District Protection Study Committee, said one of the pros of their Tri-Municipal Oversight Committee was that they would still be control remaining at the municipal level. With a fire district, they lose all control. It will strictly be up to the 5 commissars. Number 7, they said that this Tri-Municipal Oversight Committee would create increased transparency for the public and the boards in regards to fire protection monies and issues. Absolutely it would. They'd get to discuss it and negotiate it and bargain over it, again, at the town and village level. There aren't 5 commissars off in their ivory tower doing this on their own. So I think the Sweden Clarkson Fire Protection District Study Committee had it absolutely right. This thing has got it absolutely wrong. And so their third benefit of poor village officials and administrators will no longer have the burden of operating as a fire department. Oh my gosh. You know, Connie Maria Constaneda and Kent Blair and Carol Hannon and Scott Hunsinger and Margie Blackman, God bless her, would no longer have the burden of overseeing the budget of the fire department and have to contract with towns of Sweden and Clarkson for fire protection services. Well, no thanks. I think creating another level of government with 5 commissars in an ivory tower is not good for democracy. Certainly not good for the village of Brockport or the citizens of the town of Clarkson or town of Sweden. So I hate to say it, folks, but once again, I start sounding like a broken record. Don't I? You know, and I apologize for that. But I know, what are you going to do with this? You know, it's just garbage. Just garbage. Village officials and administrators will no longer have the burden of operating a fire department. They really feel burdened? I think it's Paul Kimball and Jack Milner and the Republicans in Clarkson and Sweden that really would love to be able to gain control of the fire department. And since they control the 2 towns, they get to say who's going to be up for election for fire commissioners. So they're basically patronage jobs for Kimball and Milner. Milner's leaving, you know. He's not going to be back. But Patty Connors supposedly is supervisor, and Kenny Moore oversees everything, I guess. And Bill Rylick is the Republican chairman in Monroe County. So now these Republicans, they want another layer of government because they want to create patronage jobs for these commissioners. Now, they don't get paid, but they are going to have a hell of a lot of power. And they get to levy taxes, acquire property, hire staff. So, you know, this is just an extension of Republican politics in these 2 towns. And it's counterproductive to the interest of the tax-paying public. Hate to say it. Well, at any rate, that's it for this commentary. Stay tuned because Commentary 5 will be coming along tomorrow, and I appreciate your listening to me. So, Dave Markham for the Brockporter saying peace.